The Occupy movement, just like the other momentous protests of 2011, have signalled a major change in the use of social media. In many ways, this was the year that social media came of age. Twitter, for example, has doubled in size and it's become a news centre in its own right. This year alerting the country to the spread of riots across English cities, as well as a range of other national and international events. Only this week, new figures show that in Britain and in America, almost everyone who's on the internet is already a heavy user of social networks. So in 2012, will the untamed wildness of the social networks finally be restrained by the long arm of the law? Our technology correspondent, Ben Cohen, is here with me now.
Well, as you said, Sarah, really, the last year has been a momentous year for social media. Twitter's now 5 years old, and it's really achieved critical mass. 100 million users logging in regularly to share news and to read news. Facebook now reaches 850 million people. That's bigger than really any other communication medium before. And as you said also, the last year has been a momentous year for news. When you add a really amazing year for global news, and you add to it a new communication medium, you really see something really amazing. We're seeing history being documented live through our eyes and through the eyes of the people really there, and it's all been fueled by social media.
Take us through some of the examples of that.
Well, the Arab Spring swept away long-established dictatorships by young revolutionaries who didn't accept the status quo. And they were savvy. They tapped into social networking, whether it be Facebook or Twitter, to achieve change, organising events. And they used Twitter to share it to a global audience right here. And as Matt just mentioned, the Occupy movement really mirrored this, using some of the same techniques, meeting in squares, arranging that, and here they are in Wall Street, and sharing it again to us on social media, actually disintermediating the media companies. People like us, they can just reach us anyway, just through Twitter. What's
the impact been here in Britain?
Well, in May, Twitter users more or less destroyed English injunction law. A Premier League footballer secured an injunction to prevent details of an alleged affair being published by newspapers. In the olden days, it would have just been left there. But 100,000 users on Twitter named that footballer as Ryan Giggs, and the law really couldn't keep up. The footballer kept trying to stop Twitter from these messages appearing, but they just kept appearing. And then in August, there were riots across England, and they were organised on Facebook and also social services like BlackBerry Messenger. That people were using them to outwit the police. But Twitter was also the way that we found out what was happening. So I heard a noise outside my door, and I went to the BBC website, went to Sky News, nothing about Chalk Farm, because why would they have it? But I went onto Twitter, and within a few seconds I could see that, well, I could see what was happening. It's definitely not safe to go out because people were breaking down scaffolding and smashing up a local shop. And so really what that's done, and these big events have shown us that when something big is happening, the place to go isn't to conventional media necessarily, it's to social media like Twitter.
So where's all this going to go over the next year?
Well, I think that next year social media will really mature. So Facebook and Twitter will have to grow up. Both are expected to become public companies in America. Facebook will suddenly become one of the most valuable companies in the world. And that will introduce new challenges for them. New challenges because they'll have lots of big corporate shareholders. And Twitter will need to start making money. At the moment, it doesn't really. It needs to make money to fuel the massive growth that it's having to ensure that it will continue to be the place that people distribute news.
Ben Cohen, thanks very much for that.